All right. Welcome back to some combat forms. The idea, if you missed the last one, is that you take these forms that are really rigid and stylized with their big stances, their hand on the belt, and all the clean lines and all that, and you just try your best to make it a little more realistic, and you imagine how the moves would fit in if you were actually fighting with them, and you have sort of a liberal interpretation of it, and you feel free to kind of change things around as much as you need to get you something to imagine as you're going through. If you can't imagine the application of a technique, then at that point I think you're more dancing than anything else, and that dancing is great, but that's not what we're trying to accomplish here. So let's go with Form 2, combat style. All right, we're gonna kind of break this down the first time. And then we can go through it a little faster, okay? So we're ready, position, and our technique would be T-stance, double block here in commitment. So what's going on there, right? You're protecting the side of your head, you're protecting high at the same time, kind of making this frame around your head. Maybe you got somebody coming in with sort of a double arm sort of high attack, kind of a high kind of crushing bear hug sort of thing. Might be one explanation. One thing I didn't mention for Form 1, but you could decide that anytime you're going to block in a form, you're going to do so by moving back. Sometimes moving into block actually could make sense if you're really jamming somebody up. I think that's fine. But you could also think in terms of stepping away to get your space. On some level, stepping into block always seems like a little bit questionable. Like, imagine you're going to step and punch, and it's too far away to actually hit me. I'm like, why would I step in to block it, right? I'd rather just let that be a waste of your energy. So, all right, so anyways, we're going here. Maybe we step forward or back, whatever, doesn't matter, but we kind of do a little footwork, and we go, boom, here. Now we're going to uppercut under, bam, and then chop back, bam. I think that's kind of a cool combo, right? Boom. And all that happens with your hands up, so that's kind of realistic already, right? Let's do it on the other side. Kind of step out, boom, boom, boom. See, I'm keeping my hands up. I'm less formal, right? I mean, that's the whole thing in a nutshell, is it loses its formality. I'm not locking, freezing, right? Where that would look like this. Instead, I'm doing it here. Right? Okay, we're going down the middle. Guard. So I'm not going to like freeze in that guard. Like, I'm just going to kind of guard and move. Spin side. Boom. Check. Spear. Talked in the last form about the spear maybe not being the most combative choice and being a little hard to imagine that you would actually want to spear somebody in the belly, that would be, like, given all the things you could do, that would be a good choice. But I love the checking down, the idea that you're trapping somebody's arms and striking over the top of it, right? So you come in here, I might kind of do more of an ox jaw. There, from here, the attack's coming high, I sweep this up, bam, bam, 2 hits. I'm going to come around, wham, bring this spinning hammer through. I'm going to be less concerned about stopping it. I'll just bring that right through, boom, and then come back down. Maybe kind of, if you picture you just hit somebody this way and turned them, and they had turned their rib toward you, boom, and you might step and hit that rib. All right, and then we're going to turn, throwing that with the open hand blocks, spear and chop. All right, down the middle, guarding, or front kick. We're going to spin side, check, come up, block. You're protecting here, you're going to throw your punch, and then vertical elbow, keeping the guard up, round kick, guard, we're spinning the chop, boom, we're following up here, keeping that guard up. All right, final bar, gonna slap, right? So I come through, slap, boom. Then, so imagine that this is my opponent. I'm going to see this like strap here. But if you were going to slap it, you'd have to come past it and then grab and hit, right? So sometimes when you see like a strike and then a squash, part of what you're imagining is that you hit and then on your way back, you would do the grabbing part of that. So, ready, we're here, bam, side kick, knock him away. We come down the middle. Anytime you do this guard, you can imagine that what you're doing is striking like right into the side of the neck to kind of get control over somebody here. That could be a strike. I've got a low block to do over this way now, so I'm just going to do this. Right, could close my hand if I really prefer open hand, but instead of this, just kind of do this. A lot of times an abbreviated kind of movement is more realistic. So here, bring it up, strike, come around, smack through, grab them, boom, kick them, and turn toward the front. All right, good. This is a hard exercise. Like, you so badly want to get set in your position, put your fist on your belt, but you're trying to make it more realistic. All right, we're going to do that one more time. I'm going to flip it around. I'm going to comment a little less. You guys try to stick with it, okay? Ready? Footwork going. I think if you're doing it this way, you tend to get done a lot faster because, of course, in self-defense, you wouldn't be putting those pauses in because then you're giving that initiative back to your opponent. All right, nice job, everybody. That is Form 2, Commitment Combat Style. And we're going to hit our other ones, too. This is awesome.